Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. Have to know X, it's time for the 48 analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and look at all the skins in the brand new Rust store, and I'm going to go ahead and compare to previous Rust store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much are each of these skins likely to sell by next Thursday? But then none that will then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. It's a quiet week. Like, I know the previous week was quiet week, and obviously the week before this, the very first Rust store for July 2026 was pretty intense with a lot of sales. We're not going to compare that this week, no, because nothing here is selling ridiculously. Like the top selling skin, the UAP Bearskin Rug, a strange alien design for a bearskin rug, which let alone is a surprise to see because we hardly ever see them being submitted to the workshop. That is the go-to skin I said for this week in regards to what potentially might be the best investment in my predictions video. You could go ahead and watch that. But like, that's the top selling skin. It's only just about got over 8,000 subscribers. Yeah, that could potentially reach up to 20,000 subscribers. Maybe. Of course, we've got to do the comparisons. But I did also sit here and say it wouldn't surprise me if the majority of the skins this week end up with less than 10,000 subscribers by next Thursday. What's your opinion based on the Rust store? Because overall, I did notice quite a lot of, quite a lack of enthusiasm. So, a lot of lack of enthusiasm. You get the idea. People aren't exactly screaming and shouting about this Rust store. So, okay. Maybe it's a lack of clothing and armour. Maybe. Anyway, but what it is, we still saw some interesting collection continuations, and we could anticipate more collection continuations, and if these don't sell that much, well, all the better for them to rise up in price in the future if there were to be a spike in price. You get the idea. So, okay, honestly, we've been through this before, so we just had to remain hopeful and keep an eye on the workshop over the course of this weekend. Alright, cool. So let's now go ahead and showcase to you the first 48 hours of sales, although I should sit here and say it is a little bit later. It's actually 51 hours. So if I could just quickly switch over to here. After an extra 3 or so hours, I can confirm to you, like for example with this, it looks as if this gained an extra 400 subscribers. So that's plodding along quite nicely. But then with the LR300, well, 8,500 subscribers. About 3 hours later, it's gained an extra 300 subscribers. Wow, that's quite slow. It really is. Like, I know I immediately pointed out the previous week and said, you know, we said last week was a quiet week as well. Well, I think we're going to have even less compared to that. Like, the overall average sales really do look as if it's going to be lower compared to the previous week. And funnily enough, we will be doing a lot of comparisons with the previous week. So, all right, well, sit back, relax. How low can it be? First up, UAP Bearskin Rug. Now, this one's a little bit awkward because, honestly, I was just making considerations and I was considering what would be the best thing to compare to. And by default, I would have said something like the optimized revolver. But I'm sure many of you are fully well aware. A lot of people happened to jump onto this, didn't they? A lot of people like fully well aware that, you know what, it's a revolver. Can't say no to revolvers. They're very reliable. I mean, I'm the one who kept saying it. Kept pointing out that that's probably the best investment for the week. That ended up selling quite a lot. And I do not think we're going to match up to the sales that optimized revolver reached up to. So I actually thought, you know what, why not just compare to Popstar Metal Shopfront? And I know you're going to sit there and say, but that's got like quite a fair bit less sales, or rather subscribers, compared to what we see here. True. But I've also noticed this really isn't moving that much right now. It's completely slowed down. Again, 8,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. And what, 51 hours in, you know? It's only gained an extra 3,600 subscribers. So, you know, just over 2 days later, and it's barely even moved that much more. But, of course, as I said, let's go do a comparison to the previous week and look at Popstar. Yeah, 17,200. And, you know, Optimized Revolver, 27,600 subscribers. Oh, we're surely going to still match up to that, right? So, realistically speaking, I feel like we're more likely to be closer to the Popstar Metal Shopfront. I'm also kind of under the impression that a lot of people might jump onto this after we've done the abnormal barders. Because, as I said, it does look as if it's going to be the best investment for the week. And I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to be itching to want to buy at least something. And I've already talked about the lack of bearskin rug skins ever being produced and accepted. Like, it's hard to make a skin for it because you kind of had to keep things somewhat reasonable, like down to earth to a point. So, we've had like the teddy bear rug, the werewolf rug, the zombie bearskin rug, the gingerbread rug. Like, you have to maintain the bear shape. So, how can you make skins for it? Like, you can't be super outlandish and wacky. Now, you can make an alien one, apparently. All right, you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's an alien. Who are we to judge what size it should be? Body positivity, this video. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, do not expect another bearskin rug to be accepted anytime soon. If Face Punch ever made that like the focused item of the month, I would laugh. Like, I don't think there'd be enough ideas. I mean, we'll see. Anyway, so I reckon that bearskin rug is more likely to do between 17 to 20,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised from Wednesday night all the way through until we see the rust rotation on the Thursday. We're going to see quite a lot of sales happen because I think a lot of people are going to realise, you know what? It glows in the dark, it's unique, it's wacky, it's goofy, it's silly. I think a lot of people actually might happen to like that and appreciate it, and I wouldn't be surprised if the price actually does pretty good afterwards. And again, the lack of competition, the lack of a new skin being produced anytime soon, being accepted, it's in a good spot. And I basically went through that constantly as I immediately talked about that in my predictions video. So yeah, 70 to 20,000 subscribers doesn't really seem like it's that much. And if I could just quickly point this out as well, I'm pretty sure that zombie bearskin rug sold more, so let's just go by higher subscribers. Yeah, that did 35,000. It's still double in price. The most recent one being the Christmas one, that did 27,000 subscribers. It's not Christmas right now, and it's already up by 42%. But then again, once it's Christmas again, oh, you better watch out. Yes. So, all right, you get the idea, I'm sure. So that's in a pretty good spot. I have no complaints. Now, with the Dominus Mortis LR300, I have prepared a nice little comparison short video because this is priced at $3. And yet, as you can clearly see, it's not selling that much. But you take a quick look at the Dominus Mortis collection and you're probably thinking, yeah, it's probably not very in demand, is it? No. Now, how much more money would I have to spend if I had to go ahead and acquire a Heatseeker LR300? And, well, apparently it's just about an extra $1. Okay, cool. Realistically speaking, I won't be surprised that the Heatseeker LR300 would be more likely to retain its value compared to this right here. Now, don't want to sound mean, but they do have the exact same transparency. So, of course, let's go over and take a look. A very interesting pay-to-win aim sight. So, really now, you do not have an aim down the sight picture. Oh, there you go. Right, it's a bit awkward to look for. But you see what I'm saying? Lots and lots of extra vision. That's the exact same thing we see on the Heatseeker revolver. Heatseeker LR300. Sorry, for some strange reason, I'm instantly thinking of revolvers when I say pay-to-win aim sight. Anyway. It's in a pretty good spot because it's not selling that much. But I just don't think the demand is going to be there afterwards. Now, if we were to see collection continuations being produced, and let me tell you, Dominus Mortis has had a lot of submissions that unfortunately weren't accepted. You know what? Maybe we could see like a transparent aim sight being spawned off from this. But we've already had several weapon skins being accepted anyway. It's fine. We can see more afterwards. Anyway, let's do a comparison. Now, I thought about it. I questioned where this might end up at. And I thought, you know what? I don't think there's anything that's like great to compare with to get a good idea in regards to how much this is going to sell. So I kind of just want to work with based on what I said with the UAP Bearskin Rug. I reckon the LR300 is going to do between 15 to 17,000 subscribers. I get the feeling quite a few people might jump in on the final day, or rather final 24 hours from Wednesday evening into Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few more sales that are going to take place. Now, in regards to its pay-to-win features, it's not just the Heatseeker LR300. Like, for a simple price of $1, you could just go buy Apocalypse Nomad. That has the exact same amount of transparency to a point. So I will remind people, it's not exactly the exact same, but the amount of vision you see here for about, what, a third of the price? I think people would still appreciate something like that. So, hey, let me also sit here and say, I won't be surprised if we see more things like this. Like, how many active transparent aim sight collections do we have at the moment? We've optimized. I guess you could say Valkyrie. I know we've got the MP5, but what's stopping the skin creator from trying? And we also happen to have triple alloy. All of them could potentially have a transparent aim sight LR300 like that. Let's just say, if all of them submitted an LR300 like that this weekend, I would expect at least one of them to be accepted. And if they get accepted, I mean, instantly that's going to lose favour, it's going to lose interest, and it's going to go down in price. So, yeah, it's awkward. In fact, have I even mentioned, are LR300 skins in demand? No! It's issues with the weapon itself. Yeah, you might have a few sticking out that look pretty good, but the majority of these are down bad because people just aren't really appreciating the LR300 enough. I guess it doesn't get as much usage, especially comparisons to the likes of an AK-47. So, oh dear. So, yes, I'm a little bit worried about that. I reckon this LR300 is going to sell between 15 to 17,000 subscribers. And whilst that doesn't sound like a ridiculous amount, I'm still expecting that to suffer. I'm very sorry to say it, but I've seen things like this happen before. I've seen many LR300s come out, and then it just drop off pretty quickly. So, just saying. All right, it is what it is. But I mean, so if you bought one for yourself because you like it, that's fine. That's not an investment. That was a treat for yourself. You supported the skin creators, and, well, I'm sure they're considering making some more interesting weapon skins on the horizon. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on their workshop. So, it is what it is. But Wednesday night, after we do the abnormal barders, I'm not 100% sure I'll be buying some straight for the Rust. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, I might just stick with a barder. Babylon Sheet Matador. Right, so I have made some jokes saying how it's like an inverted ultramarine sheet matador, and I could also just quickly point out, with the success of ultramarine, still that sheet matador is only slightly in the positive. This right here, though, we honestly could see a lot of interesting orange lions and whatnot. It's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, what are we going to compare to? I thought we could just literally go to the previous week and just straight up compare to Project Nova Sheet Matador. So, okay, yeah, let's go do that. So to the previous week we go, and that managed to do just under 13,000 subscribers. Looking at the current sales, I don't think it's going to reach close to that. I reckon the more likely outcome for this Sheet Matador is it's likely to sell between 10 to 12,000 subscribers. Now, if we were to see a collection continuation being produced, preferably a deplorable, for example, I could see that Sheet Matador work out maybe alright for a while, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it drops down in price afterwards. Like, the amount of Sheet Matadors we currently have in the game is it's wild, it's madness, it's silly. The only ones that have actually worked out somewhat recently are Anime Girl Doors and Gothic Veil, and that's only doing, but that's only doing good because we got the other door being accepted. And give it time, I wouldn't be surprised if that drops off a fair bit, unless we do see collection continuations. So, yeah, Sheet Matadors, quite awkward. So, honestly, overall, your sales aren't going to be too ridiculous with 10 to 12,000 subscribers, but I'm just not feeling very confident with it. I'm sorry to say. So, we'll see what happens next, and of course, we'll keep it on the workshop to see if there is an interesting collection continuation. Now, moving on, I'm going to compare, or rather group up, the electric furnace, the Gothic armored door, the training bed, and the Apotheosis of War shop run. I'm going to group all that together, and I'm going to compare with the Cold Hunter armored door. So why do I say that? Well, 4,100, 3,900, 3,900, almost 3,900. And then over to here, I look at this, 4,100. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll go do a comparison then. So, to the previous week we go. That armored door reached just about 10,600 subscribers. Looking back over to here and looking at the current progress, I reckon the electric furnace, the bed, the shop front, and the Gothic Veil Armored Door, I reckon they're going to sell between 9 to 11,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of people wait till like the last second. As I said, Wednesday night into Thursday, I'm not sure if a lot of people are going to magically jump out and say, I'm going to buy this or I'm going to grab this, and they actually do. I really wouldn't be surprised if all 4 of them potentially just about fail to reach 10,000 subscribers. It really wouldn't surprise me. Now, again, lack of sales. If we were to see more sequels being produced after these, all the better for them to rise up in price in the future. So, Temple Electric Furnace. Another Temple skin has been accepted. Pretty interesting. Pretty sweet. The deplorables are not holding up any... Oh, God. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. But take note. A brand new deplorable has been accepted. These have barely changed. So, yeah. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Especially when I noticed the amount of electric furnaces that have been accepted ever since it first became skinnable. Yeah. That's not too hard to notice, is it? Perhaps too many? And do you reckon it's going to stop anytime soon? No. So, yeah. I'm a little bit concerned about you. But again, if you like it, if you want it, just treat yourself. Buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creator. Keep them nice and motivated to want to keep putting out nice creative designs in the future. And I'm pretty sure we could see a lot more temple skins being produced and accepted in the future. Not the clothing and the armor, though. You don't deserve it. You're naughty, right? You're very naughty this year. You don't deserve it, all right? There you go. You're getting cold for Christmas. Training bed. Now, I said this in my predictions video. The previous beds that we've seen, which is quite a lot, we've had some very interesting creative designs, some very interesting colourful designs, but I've noticed the only 2 black marketable beds are very high in price. $5 and $7. They're doing very, very, very good. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to why. You might sit there and say, oh, it's because they've got collections behind them. All right, that's true. That's fine. But it's not like some of the other skins we see here. It's not as if they don't have collections behind them as well. So, a little bit confused by that. But anyway, common factor is the fact that they're both black beds. Maybe people are like, oh, people are not going to be able to see it at night time. I don't know. Anyway, so Training Collection has a collection behind it. Training bed could potentially hold up, quite nicely. But there's only 2 deplorables. And the majority of skins here, well, it's only the clothing and the armor that's actually doing good. All the weapons are a bit... I guess you can't really count the limited edition Training SKS. But would you agree? Like, it's only the clothing and the armor that's doing good here. So, anyway, that sleeping bag, it was dipping quite a fair bit initially, but then with the bed appearing, things did improve quite a fair bit. So, who knows? Could we see more training deplorables being produced? I'd be happy about it. I would look forward to it. Well, if that happens, I think that might get a sturdy, lovely boost, and it'll probably maintain and stay above its rust or price for the foreseeable future. So, it's my dark horse investment, I'd say. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Wednesday night, I've got to make a decision. Do I want to jump onto it and grab some? Maybe just a sneaky 20. Oh, well, we'll see. But yeah, keep an eye on that training bed. I'm sure we'll see more training deplorables soon enough as well. Apotheosis of War middle shop front. Well, can I just point this out? With that being accepted, we didn't really notice that much of a change over to here. Garage door actually has improved quite a fair bit. I must respect that. But wow, that armor door, it's dropping off. Oh dear. That considering the amount of armor doors we're expecting for that all of the rest of this month. So we've got 2 more rust doors, by the way. We'll stop and face punch for accepting another 4 of them. 2 this week, 2 that week, 2 that week, 2 that week, 2 that week. Alright, anyway. So, Apotheosis of War middle shop front. Currently looking as if it's going to be the lowest selling middle shop front so far, which, it's that's not really a insane thing to say. But wow, they're actually holding up quite all right now. They're doing better. That's interesting. Thumbs up. Is Apotheosis of War just going to be doing good instantly? Or is it going to take a while for that to climb back up? I'm not really sure what to say. I did notice at one point both of these were down in price pretty badly, but it does look as if someone's just walked in and bought out the stock. So let's just quickly compare, or rather look at and assume. So as you'll notice over to here, $3.50, that is in the positive. But did someone just jump in and buy all the stock? 30th sold. I'm not sure if it's genuine demand. It's annoying because it's new. There's nothing else to really compare with. So, all right, maybe Apotheosis or Metal Shopfront might actually work out quite all right. What's your opinion? My opinion is the fact that we know we're going to get more Metal Shopfronts. It's inevitable. So, all right, well, I'll be keeping an eye on you. A Shilaka sales, but with the success of Apotheosis of War, I mean, the potential for some very interesting spike and spike and prices right there. So, all right, cool. We get the idea. Abnormal barters first, though. Whenever you want to make an investment, always do the abnormal barters first. So, all right, I'll be keeping an eye on you. 9 to 11,000 subscribers for that. I can confirm it would be the lowest selling Metal Shopfront skin so far. We also happen to have Gothic Veil Armored Door. And, well, I mean, I've got to bring this up. I believe this is going to be the lowest selling skin amongst the batch here. 9 to 11,000 subscribers for this as well. Yep, that looks like it's going to be happening. And now can I also point out that we have an Armored Double Door in the workshop as well. So, what do you reckon? I reckon if we're to see that being accepted, that's going to spike them on spike and price. And I must get this across to all of you. Before this appeared, these weren't looking too good. These weren't looking very nice. They were barely holding on. This appears, oh, it shoots up in price. All the buyouts have happened. Unfortunately, that garage door is, it's not going to get any better, it seems. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, this has proven to be successful. Every single skin he's made, or rather, every item he's made a skin for, he's had a skin accepted. So, I'm pretty sure we're going to see maybe this being accepted, hopefully. It's a very nice looking skin, and you will see that spike them on spike and price. But again, the amount of armored doors we're seeing being accepted, it is becoming quite questionable. Years ago, they used to be quite a rare sight to see, and with that, every single armored door was perfectly in the positive. But then 2022 rolls in with all of that. Then the next year we get all of that. Then the next year we get all of that. Then last year we really kind of slowed down. Saw hardly any of these skins ever being accepted. And then, oh, look, it's the focus starting month. Accept. Ah! So, yeah, considering what we're seeing now with the prices for the skins, oh dear, oh dear. So, yeah, I'm still somewhat concerned about this. But it should still initially have a nice bump in value. But then afterwards, that's where it gets a bit questionable. So, all right, cool. Just wait for the reaction. Get those sales in if you happen to own some armored doors. And, yeah, you get the idea. All right, anyway, cool. So, we'll see how it goes, but I'm questioning it a lot. Right then, so let's now look at the next group of skins, which is going to consist of the Valkyrie MP5, the Protector Armored Door, and the Sheet Metal Storage Box. What do we compare with? Well, I can confirm, I reckon we compare with the Naval Camel AK-47. 3,500 subscribers, and 3,500 almost, 3,700, 3,700, and 3,500, almost 3,600. So, yeah, seems to be a perfectly fine thing to compare to. Let's go ahead and do just that. Right, so that only managed to do about 9,000 subscribers. It's actually in the positive now as well. Ooh. Right, so looking at the MP5, yep, you do not have a transparent aim sight, which is a fair bit awkward because of what potentially could have happened. Oh well, it is what it is. But standard MP5s, they do not tend to work out very nicely. It's a metallic design. It's got an interesting sculpt to it, but it's still a normal MP5. And normal, unfortunately, doesn't stand out. Normal tends to drop off. Normal tends to be quite worrisome. That very likely might just be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. It's the only skin this week that's not abnormal, so and I think I will just stick with a low barter. I don't fully trust it. I've got nothing against the design. It does look cool. It's just the fact that it's just a normal MP5. Skin Creator did produce a transparent aim sight version. It wasn't accepted. So it is what it is. I reckon the MP5, the Protect Armored Door, and the small box are going to sell between 8 to 10,000 subscribers. Based on what I saw with the AK-47, I repeat, with that at 9,000 subscribers, I thought, yeah, we could probably do, consider these going to do between 8 to 10. Like, you never know. We might have a bit of a delay until the next Rust rotates, so it might end up getting even more sales. But with what I see here, I'm pretty sure it's the same momentum we're seeing with the likes of these skins as well. So, no, cool. Protect Armored Door. I am very surprised even now that we didn't see the transparent hatch version, considering all the previous doors in this collection have been transparent. A transparent glow-in-the-dark door, yes, but not this one. I mean, with what I said in regards to this skin, and talking about how we just constantly keep seeing more armored doors being accepted, it is the focus title of the month. Next Rust door, you might still, you very likely will see another 2 being accepted. Don't be surprised at the possibility of that. At bare minimum, an extra one to be accepted. But with what we see here, I mean, 8 to 10,000 subscribers with more armored doors on the way. I really wouldn't be surprised if that suffers. I really wouldn't be surprised if it goes down in price. It really wouldn't surprise me. So, sorry to say it, but you turn up here for a reason. You want to hear my opinions, and, well, just gave you one. So, yeah, I am questioning it quite a fair bit. Sorry to say, but, yeah. Maybe we could still see, like, a wooden double door, but it's up to skin creators. Sheet metal storage, I mean, it's fine for what it is. It's a little bit too high to be treated like the work crate small box, if you know what I'm saying. But aside from that, it is a sequel. It's not exactly changing the world, it seems. I'm sorry to say, but I think this is going to end up like most storage boxes, where they just go down in price. It seems like a fate it cannot escape. So, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. Even if this only did between 8 to 10,000 subscribers, it's not looking amazing, is it? No. So, I guess we're going to leave that aside. Ice Cold Auto Turret. So, this is basically all by itself. 2,600 subscribers. What can I do? Or rather, what can I compare with? Oh, look, Gold Chains Auto Turret, 2,600 subscribers. Ooh. Let's go ahead and compare with that. So, to the previous week, here we have the Gold Chains Auto Turret, and as you'll notice, it was the lowest selling skin. What you'll also notice is it reached up to 7,000 subscribers. Now, with the current rate of sales that we're seeing with our Ice Cold Auto Turret, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it actually sells a fair bit less compared to Gold Chains, but just out of precaution, I still believe it could go up to about 7,000 subscribers. I reckon this is going to do between 5 to 7,000 subscribers. Wow. Now, do consider watching my rust rotation video to get a good look at this. It does look glow in the dark, but it does shine quite nicely. And this is being turned into a brand new collection. Didn't get the Savage Dice pick. Damn. But, you know, small backpack right there. I'm sure we'll see some more deplorables. Did I ask for more deplorables? Did I actually step up and do that? Let's quickly go find out. I didn't do it. Right, whoops. I was going to do. I swear I was going to. Anyway, so, right, with what I see here, it's a perfectly fine looking auto turret. We have seen quite a lot of them being accepted, or rather introduced into Rust too quickly, though, I reckon. Like, look at all the skins, and then just know there's also a fancier auto turret as well. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So, much like how I discussed earlier that we just constantly keep seeing more skins for the electric furnaces, I think the same's going to be said with the auto turret. And with that, oh, dear, that might lead to some problems. But then again, you also sold next to nothing, or you're potentially going to sell next to nothing. 5 to 7,000 subscribers is low. Look at the Gold Chains Auto Turret right now. It's currently listed above $5. Now, again, give it time, give it another week or so. That will go down in price, I'm sure of it. But for now, that's instantly profitable. Ooh. Nat managed to reach 7,000 subscribers. Imagine what we might see of a skin that only manages to do about 6,000 subscribers. So keep an eye on it. As I said, more skins are expected at some point on the horizon. But for now, it's just a perfectly fine looking auto turret that does not glow in the dark. And for last, Hardcore Headwrap. Now, throughout this whole video, you might have noticed we've only been comparing to like one Rust store. Because, you know, low sales week. It was an easy comparison. But I actually had to go back a few extra weeks just to find something to compare with the Headwrap. Prototype Salvage Dax, 1,600 subscribers. Hardcore Headwrap, 1,700. Okay, I think we've got something decent to compare with. Let's go ahead and compare with a skin that came out about a month ago. There you go. Prototype Savage Dax, doing pretty good. Just barely over 4,000 subscribers. That's fairly low. Yeah, yes, it is. So looking at the Headwrap right now, and just to refresh, just to make sure we're fully up to date. In fact, go to the workshop, look at the bottom right, you'll see the actual subscriber count, which is about 2,511. Which, we're spot on. I reckon that's going to probably do between 4,000 to 5,000 subscribers. Now, I reckon that's going to go down in price. What you don't say? I mean, look at all the Headwraps we've seen recently. Like somewhat, mostly recently. They do tend to go down in price, and it's unfortunate. I'm not sure who out there is actively trying to get a Headwrap put on them. You might have like some goofy designs, so fair enough. But that right there, I know we have like the poncho and the bandana, but that needs like hide clothing or burlap clothing. And I'm led to believe at some point Hellcore is going to have some sort of burlap or hide clothing eventually. Like hide clothing here has been submitted. Maybe for a complete the sets in the future, we shall see. But I would like to see some burlap clothing as well at some point. Anyway, this is very likely to go down in price until we see more sequels, more specifically, more primitive skin sequels. Primitive clothing and armor could lead to that going up in price very, very nicely. But again, who actively is trying to rush to get a Headwrap made? So, yeah. But with that, potentially only doing 4,000 to 5,000 subscribers, it really wouldn't surprise me if we ended up seeing like Tier 2 being produced and accepted, that would still spike in price. I would still expect it. So, alright then. Well, that's pretty much everything. Overall, yeah, quite weak, and honestly, I'm only feeling interested in buying these. Now, of course, I will still do all the buy orders. I'm sure you're fully well aware of that. So all you got to do is just turn up to my stream on Wednesday. Look at the description. You'll see all my socials right there, notably my Twitch. Just visit me on Wednesday night, usually around 9 to 10 p.m. UK time. Depends if I'm busy, I'm doing something stupid, you get the idea. But we will be there. We'll look at all the skins. We'll look and consider what prices we want to offer, after considering potential sequels, potential collection continuations, and of course after looking at the sales and whatnot, we will figure out a decent price for all the skins. And afterwards, we'll look at the support, look and see how high the prices go in regards to the barters for each skin, and then we'll consider, of course, is it perfectly fine to jump in and buy some skins straight from the Rust store. I can confirm, with the previous week, after doing all the abnormal barders, I bought 100 optimized revolvers and a sneaky 30 Cenotype mini firearms boxes, because I just can't help but assume with a sequel on the horizon potentially that'd spike up in price very, very nice, because that also sold next to nothing, especially when you compare with the previous small box Cenotype mini cards. That did 15,300. This quite a fair bit less than 11,000. So cool. Patience is a virtue. Right, so is there anything else to discuss? We are expecting more Twitch drops on the horizon. Between July 30 to August 6, 2026, fancy up Twitch drops will be dropping. Alright, so be prepared for that. And keep an eye out for my special video where I showcase all the skins. So that's looking pretty good for now. But I will inform you, if you're worried about that we're never going to reach the auto turret, there's going to be charity skins whilst the Fancy Ob event takes place. Those charity skins will be in the Rust store, and all proceeds do go towards this as well. So we will be reaching 250,000. I fully expect that. So, okay, cool. Just got to be a little bit more patient. Player count is, it's alright. It's fine. It's alright. I wish it were a little bit better, but with what I see here, it's just comfortably over 100,000. It's doing better than the previous month. All smiles. It should be right. But hopefully around now, we're going to start noticing prices of skins really starting to improve. Fingers crossed. Like, can I see that with the whiteout hoodie? Let's just get a quick look at you. Are you at an all-time high price? It's getting there. It's kind of rebounding. You can see it dips for a little bit, and now it's starting to go back up again. So hopefully, maybe, probably. Keep an eye on your inventories. Keep track of all your skins. Make sure, which of those skins happen to be like up in value, which of them happen to have been working out quite all right. And make considerations to sell, because inevitably we are getting closer and closer to October time, and of course September, October, November, the dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip. Basically, a lot of skins going to reach brand new rock bottom prices. So whilst for now we're seeing lots of high points, potentially a lot of skins reaching brand new all-time highs, you might want to sell during then, wait it out for an extra couple months, and then just buy the skins back again whilst we're going for October. because eventually everything does go down in price. But then after that, we get closer and closer to Christmas, and then of course afterwards, January time, we enjoy post-Christmas, where a lot of people jump in, buy all the skins because lots of people playing. Like, just take a quick look and you'll see, back in January, average player count, very good. So when there's a lot of people playing, when there is a lot of people playing, it seems people are more than happy to buy the skins. Oh, wow. Who'd have guessed? So, all right, cool. That's us looking forward to the future. But now, though, I need to go to bed. My eyes are heavy. I'm tired, sorry. Right, so yeah, not exactly the most thrilling, insane-looking rush store, but, there's still opportunity. A smart buy order can always work out and lead to some lovely success, some sweet, delicious profit. But yeah, I need to stop now, I'm tired. Sorry about if I came across as a bit sluggish. But again, all the estimates in regards to total sales for this week are listed in the description with the chapters. So look for the parentheses, it's all there. So with that, thank you very much for watching me, I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Say goodbye.